Hey everybody, it is Melissa and I'm here for another Vendor Friday. I have Flint as my co-host today and we are talking about a product that I'm really excited about, sort of new to Rens and new to me. We're talking about PawPad. So we're here with Gaye and she's going to let us know all about the product and how it started. And of course, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So make sure you watch all the way to the end of the video.
Thanks, Melissa. Well, it's really exciting to be here with you today and be able to talk to all your customers and interact with Rens on your social media. PawPad, if I could just give you a little bit of history about how the product came about. I was actually most of my career was spent in advertising, and about when I got my own dog for the first time, her name was Charlie, about 10 years ago, we had trained her to be in a crate. And then all of a sudden I was so in love with her, I could not want her with me every minute possible. I was working a lot. So it just made sense that she would sleep in the bed with me. And actually, funnily enough, just a little tidbit, 71% of people do say that they sleep with their pets, and 43% of those people say on a nightly basis. So it is fairly common. And the emotional connection that she and I got immediately, I just wanted to have her as close to me as often as possible. So she was a big dog, a Bouvier, 110 pounds. And every time she went out, she got dirty and muddy and wet, obviously in the rain and in the snow. And when she'd jump up on my bed, I gasped because I'm a bit of a bedding freak and a bedding junkie, and I like my room to look nice. So I was torn between dog on bed, bedroom looking nice, covers staying clean, all of that stuff. The sheet that I had on top of the bed was just not doing the trick. And I went searching and searching for a product on the internet that would, do all of the things that I hoped the sheet would do that it wasn't doing. And I couldn't find anything that met all my needs. So I decided to just develop it myself. So the original prototypes of PawPad I sewed myself, and I don't sew. The interesting part is when you first come up with a concept, you start with a prototype, and it could be all over the place. So the first iterations were kind of like that big heavy pad that the dentist puts on you when you're getting X-rays. It weighs a ton. So I thought to myself, well, I can't have this on top of the covers and then me under the covers because it was adding a huge amount of weight. So it being lightweight was probably one of the number one priorities. The second priority was that it had to be waterproof because, again, a big dog going in a rainstorm or in snow and coming in and jumping on the bed, I didn't want all that leaking onto the covers. Thirdly, it needed to be absorbent. So rather than any liquid, water, urine, anything else repelling off the PawPad, I wanted it to be able to absorb into the fabric so that it would hold a good amount of liquid. And the last thing was I needed it to be easy to use, which means it had to go in the washing machine and dryer, because I'm sure you and your customers know if your bed covers are dirty, taking off the duvet cover, stripping it, washing it, and restuffing it is a royal pain, and sweat is pouring down your forehead when you're doing it. Plus, washing a comforter, particularly king size, that we have on our bed, does not fit into a home washing machine. So you've got to go to the laundromat or go to the dry cleaner, and that's a fortune. So the fact that the pad could just be thrown into the washing machine and dryer with other laundry or by itself was also really important to me. So sort of those were the four qualities: machine washable and dryer safe, absorbent, lightweight, and waterproof.
Yeah, that's great. And I can attest. So I'm even sitting here with Flint, who's actually sitting on a PawPad, and he has massive amounts of drool coming out of his mouth because I have cookies. And it's crazy to see that it's actually absorbing but not going through, which is incredible. I have it draped over my lap because that's how much drool he is drooling right now. So, and I totally agree with you. I have a couch cover. It's fabric. The dogs get on it. The hair sticks to it. All of the mud sticks to it. And I have to constantly be washing it. And it is a pain because it's so big. So that's really cool and innovative from that for you to create that product.
Yep. The other thing that I would like to show people is just because if we have the time, I would like to show the absorbent qualities so you can see it. Your customers can see it with their own eyes because seeing is believing. So this is a PawPad of mine that's been used a lot and washed a million times. This is my favorite pink. I'm going to spray the PawPad with a good amount of water. As you can see, I am drenching it. That's probably more liquid than Flint has in his drool at the moment. The fabric is actually, to your point, it is absorbing the liquid. And when I flip it over on the other side, you can see that it is totally dry. So it is deceiving because it is so lightweight, and people say, how could it work when it's so lightweight? And that's the beauty of it. As I mentioned, when I first started, it didn't feel or look like this, but through many different iterations and finding the right suppliers and coming up with the right formula, I was able to make it lightweight and still have the other properties.
For sure. And it's such a versatile product because yes, you can obviously use it on your bed, you can use it on your couch, but as we were just mentioning, I'm going to the cottage this weekend and I can't wait to lay it out on the sand and actually have my 2-year-old and the dogs be able to go on it and keep the mess on the beach.
Yeah, that's a great point. It was designed primarily for the bed initially, and that is the way we sort of market it. But it is a multi-use product. So because it's a functional piece of fabric, and it's big, it can be folded to go in a number of different places. So it can be folded to go on your couch, in the back seat of the car. It could actually wrap an existing pet bed. So some people say to me, my dog doesn't sleep on our bed, but they sleep on their own pet bed. And I say, excellent. Get a PawPad and wrap your PawPad around your dog's bed and just tuck it underneath. Because if your dog does have an accident, particularly if it's urine, even though some of those pet beds, the covers do come off and are washable, back to my duvet point, taking it off isn't so hard. Restuffing that pet bed back into the cover is a nightmare. So if you get the smell of urine into the fabric, the guts of a pet bed, once that smell is in there, it's not going to leave. So if you cover your pet's bed with a PawPad and just tuck it underneath, again, every time it's covered in fur, every time it's dirty, you can just take it off, put it in the machine, put it right back in place.
Yeah, I actually didn't even think about that. And I think pretty much everybody watching here who has a dog that's medium or sized up knows the hassle of stuffing back that dog bed stuffing. Like I'm reliving nightmares in my head right now, just thinking about shoving all that back in. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, it always looks so easy on TV, right? Anything. But then try doing it on yourself, on your own, and you can't believe what a workout it is.
No, exactly. So we do have a couple questions from our Facebook followers. Our first one is from Stephanie. She wants to know, how long will this product last before it needs to replace? Like how many times can it be washed before the fabric will wear out?
That's a great question. So when pre-COVID, when I was going to in-person dog shows and using one as a demonstration to do like I did with the spray to show the absorbency, I actually take a PawPad of mine that has probably been used and washed anywhere from 50 to 100 times. And the reason for that is because I want people to see that after all of those washes and uses, it still retains and maintains the look and feel as if you just took it out of the package. It's meant to be a long-term purchase. Nothing lasts forever, as we know. But I would say conservatively, if you washed it 100 times, it would still look and feel and act the way it was when you got it out of the package.
Great. Jen wants to know, what other colors are you considering to add to the collection?
That's a great question too. Actually, we're in production right now with a new color that is sort of light sage green. So the colors are meant to be neutral to go with any decor. We have the navy, which is a bit more masculine. We have the gray and the taupe, but the green was a request from a lot of my customers, suggesting that it was neutral enough, but still had a bit of color. So even if you had a white duvet, to put a pale green PawPad on top of it and put some throw pillows just kind of adds to a bit of color to the room. Still looks pretty and doesn't take away from your sort of clean white look that you're going for.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I really like that sage color. And our last question is from Steve, and it's, what are the materials PawPads are made out of that makes them so absorbent and clean and easy to clean?
Okay, I'm happy to answer. So the PawPad is 2 layers. And the important thing is that it's reversible. So these 2 layers on either side are made of knit polyester, and that's the reason why it is soft. And the waterproof layer is actually, I'm going to see if you can't see it, but this is the beauty of it. The waterproof layer, again, because it's so thin, is actually fused in between the 2 layers of knit polyester. And then what we do is we finish the entire PawPad with matching piping. So that actually seals all the edges, and that way the liquid that goes onto it stays on the side that it's on, doesn't leak through, and doesn't permeate through any of the seams because the PawPad has the piping. The corners are also rounded. That's just an aesthetic thing so that it looks prettier on your bed. But the inside waterproof layer is actually made of a thermopolyurethane, but because it is so thin, no dog's paws or any part of the dog actually touches the inner waterproof layer.
Wow, cool. Wow, that's really great. I really like the product, and I'm so happy that we could have this chat to let our customers know about this new product. This is what it looks like, everybody, in the store. So obviously we'll have the PawPad in it. This is what it looks like. It comes in queen and king, correct?
Yes, we have 2 sizes, one that would fit a full queen bed, and then couches, etc., and then one that is designed for a king. And it's also just important to note for your customers too, Melissa, that it covers about 70% of the surface of the bed area. So as an example, a king size bed is 76 inches wide. The PawPad for king is 98 inches wide by 60 inches high, meaning it allows for about 11 inches of overhang on the sides of the bed, and it covers about, a king size bed is about 80 inches deep. So it's, again, covering more than 2/3 of the depth of the bed, and hangs over the side for extra protection because mattresses are made thicker these days. Long time ago, they were much thinner. Now they're thicker. And so we wanted to make sure that if there was pee or anything, that it didn't run off the side and get onto your bed comforter or your duvet cover on the sides of the bed, because that wouldn't really work.
Yes, exactly. That's
The queen
great.
size also is, it's 82 inches wide, and a queen bed is 60 inches. So again, it allows for 11 inches of overhang on either side.
Yeah, that makes sense. Right, Flint? I've got Flint who's coming up onto the table now. Come on down.
He's doing all his tricks.
He's
He's
doing all
being
his
very,
tricks.
very patient.
Yes, he's waiting for his treats, I think. Well, that was awesome. And thank you so much for joining us on our Vendor Friday series. Do you have anything lastly you want to say?
I really appreciate the support from Wrens, and it really is the kind of product that seeing and trying is believing. So I hope that everyone that buys one will be really happy with it.
I'm sure they will be. I am more than happy with mine. I cannot wait to put it on my couch and have my toddler sit on there and be able to eat a snack without me having to worry about juice falling. So for me, it's definitely multi-purpose. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you to our audience. And we'll see you next week for another Vendor Friday series.